I exposed my coworker's affair in front of the entire office at the Christmas party. I need to preface this by saying I'm not a vindictive person. Ask anyone who's ever worked with me and they'll tell you I'm the guy who brings donuts on Fridays for no reason, who covers shifts when someone's kid is sick, who genuinely believes most conflicts can be solved with an honest conversation over coffee. That's who I was for 34 years. That's not who I was on December 19th, when I stood up in the middle of our company's Christmas party, took the microphone from the DJ's hands, and calmly, deliberately, destroyed two people's lives in front of 140 of their closest colleagues. I still don't fully regret it. But I need to tell you everything that led up to that moment, because out of context, I sound like a monster. In context, I still might be one. You can decide. The beginning of the end. I worked, I should say, since a lot changed after that night, as a project manager at a mid-sized architecture firm. 40 people in the main office, another 100 or so spread across 3 satellite locations. It's the kind of place where everyone knows everyone, where you go to each other's baby showers and retirement parties, where the line between a coworker and a friend gets blurry fast because you spend more waking hours with these people than with your own family. My best friend at that firm, my actual best friend, not a work friend, but someone I'd choose to spend time with even if we'd never worked together, was a woman named Dana. We started the same month, 6 years ago, both of us fresh out of our respective programs, both of us terrified and pretending we weren't. We bonded over bad coffee and worse deadlines. She was in my wedding. I was the first person she called when her father died. Our kids were the same age and had playdates. Her husband, Mark, used to grill burgers at our place every 4th of July. He'd bring his ridiculous homemade barbecue sauce that he was way too proud of, and Dana would roll her eyes and mouth, "It's fine, just say it's good," to the rest of us, and we'd all laugh about it every single year like it was a new joke. That's the marriage I watched get destroyed from the inside, in slow motion, for almost a year, before I did anything about it. The other person in this story is a man I'll call Derek, because that's close enough to his actual name that anyone who worked there will know exactly who I mean, and frankly, at this point, I don't care. Derek was a senior associate, older than the rest of us, charming in that practiced way that should have been a red flag from day one. He'd been divorced twice. He talked about his exes with a kind of casual contempt that I used to write off as bitterness and now recognize as a pattern. He was good at his job, good at making people feel like the center of attention when he talked to them, and good, I would learn, at being exactly the kind of secret someone desperate for attention doesn't know they're looking for. How it started. I noticed it before Dana probably even admitted it to herself. That's the thing about watching a friend from the outside, you see the shape of something before they're willing to name it. It started with small things. Dana laughing a little too long at things that weren't that funny when Derek said them. Dana suddenly caring about her makeup on days she used to show up in yesterday's ponytail without a second thought. Dana's phone, which used to sit face up on her desk all day, suddenly always face down, always within arm's reach, buzzing constantly. I told myself it was nothing. People flirt. Dana was 36, in a marriage that had gotten comfortable in the way marriages do after 8 years and 2 kids, and comfortable isn't always exciting, and sometimes people enjoy a little harmless attention from someone at work. I genuinely believed that's all it was, for months. I wanted to believe that, because the alternative meant I was going to have to do something eventually, and I didn't want to. Then I saw them in the parking garage. It was late, I'd stayed to finish a deliverable that was due first thing in the morning, and I was heading to my car on the lower level when I heard voices near the stairwell. I wasn't trying to eavesdrop. I want to be clear about that. I was just walking to my car like a normal person on a normal Tuesday. But I heard Dana's voice, and it had a tone I genuinely never heard her use before, soft, low, almost pleading, and something told me not to round that corner and announce myself. "We can't keep doing this," she was saying. "Then stop saying that and keep doing it," Derek said, and I heard him laugh, this low, satisfied laugh, and then I heard silence that told me everything the words hadn't. I stood behind a concrete pillar in a parking garage like a coward, my heart absolutely hammering, and I did not go around that corner. I got in my car a full 10 minutes later, after I heard them leave separately, in separate cars, 5 minutes apart, which told me this was not their first time being careful. I sat in my car in that empty garage for a long time. The year I spent not knowing what to do. I want to walk you through this part slowly, because I think it matters. This wasn't a snap decision. This wasn't me being petty or dramatic for the sake of it. This was almost a full year of me carrying something that felt like it was going to crush me, trying to figure out the right way to handle it, and getting it wrong over and over again. First, I tried talking to Dana directly. Not accusing her, I wasn't ready for that, and honestly, some small part of me was still hoping I was wrong, even after the parking garage. I invited her to lunch, just the two of us, something we used to do every couple of weeks before she got busy. She showed up 20 minutes late, distracted, checking her phone under the table. I asked her, gently, how things were with Mark. She got defensive immediately. Said things were fine, said marriage was hard, said I wouldn't understand, because my wife and I were still in the honeymoon phase, even though we'd been married 9 years at that point. I let it go. I told myself I'd try again later, that pushing too hard would just make her shut down completely, that I needed to be patient. I was patient for months. And during those months, it got worse, not better. She started missing her kids' events, I knew because my wife was friends with her sister, and things filtered through. She started snapping at people in meetings, something the old Dana never did. She lost weight in a way that didn't look healthy, the kind of weight loss that comes from stress and secrets, not salads and the gym. Meanwhile, Mark had no idea. I know this because he still came to our 4th of July barbecue that year, still brought his stupid sauce, still made the same joke, still looked at Dana like she hung the moon. He asked me once, quietly, while we were both standing by the grill, if I thought Dana seemed stressed lately. I said work had been intense for everyone. I lied to my friend's husband's face because I didn't know what else to do, and I have replayed that moment more times than almost anything else in this whole story. I tried talking to Dana one more time, more directly, about 6 months before the Christmas party. I told her I knew, not details, but that I knew something was going on, and that I was worried about her, and that I loved her and Mark both and didn't want to watch this destroy her family. She cried. She admitted it, finally, sitting in my car in a grocery store parking lot on a random Tuesday afternoon during her lunch break. She said it was a mistake. She said she was going to end it. She said she loved Mark, that this had nothing to do with him, that she didn't even understand how it had happened, that Derek had just been there at a time when she felt invisible and it had spiraled before she'd let herself think about what she was doing. I believed her. I wanted to believe her so badly. I told her I wouldn't say anything, that I trusted her to fix this, that everyone deserves the chance to end something before it ends them. She didn't end it. She told me she had. She lied to my face the same way I'd lied to Mark's, and for a while I let myself believe the lie because believing it was easier than what came next.